going to VAR. They're checking.
Hey, guys.
Check complete. Let's head over to the bar.
Yes. And we're back again. UK outside is open again. So, you know, we are kind of with a smallish cast today, but you already know the show must go on, man. I'm with Arsenal fan Munya and Tosin. How you doing, guys?
Yeah, man. Made it.
Active,
Obviously,
my brother.
outside is open, but I've got time for the pod.
Of course, man. And obviously,
Yeah,
my
man.
fellow
Always
Liverpool
local,
fan,
man.
Kenna, is active as well.
Yo, I had to show face, man. Despite my club letting me down, I'm here.
And of course, Mr. Wisey and his Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm not missing this pod after the week we had, to put it that way.
For sure. Let's start with the elephant in the room, man. Bit of a breaking news that just happened a couple hours ago about the breakaway European Super League that the press has released upon us. Kenna, can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, basically, this is something that's been brewing for at least the last couple of months, where the top elite clubs across the world are looking to create their own independent league, of where they'll be handed, I think it's 350 million euros each to compete in a kind of a round robin tournament, of where they basically all play each other, but then it goes into a knockout and then final format. So it's kind of all of the big clubs, the big six in the UK, your Bayern Munich, PSG, Dortmund, and your big clubs in Serie A. So
no, Bayern Munich are not active.
Yeah.
What are they proposing is going to happen to like Champions League? How does it work?
Yeah, they were offered.
Yeah.
And then it stayed quiet for the last, I would say, 4 to 6 weeks? Not even less, because I remember in the new year it came back up, but then nothing was kind of said and it quietened down. But then today it's just exploded, and it seems like Madrid, Liverpool, United, they're the ones kind of leading the way, of where I think they've said Florentino Perez and JW Henry and the Glazers, they're the leaders of this, of course. So it all seems like money driven, but it's.
Let me put some clarity in regards to the clubs that are fully on this thing. So basically, the top six in England. So United, Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs. And then in the top three in Spain, Atletico, the two Madrid teams, and Barcelona. And then the top three actually in Italy. Serie A, so Internazionale, AC Milan, and Juve. And like Kenna said, PSG and Bayern Munich were also offered, but they declined in the end.
What do people think about it? Is it good for football, bad for football? What do you think?
I think this is just a gigantic money grab. I hate this with every sinew in my body when it comes to football.
Co-sign that.
Yeah, it's just a case of these clubs being so money desperate and so paranoid as well, because these clubs that we've listed are guaranteed to get in, right, to this competition that they're going to hold. And then because they're so generous and so kind and caring to the rest of football, they're going to give out 5 spots every year to certain clubs that they choose, but they don't get any of the money pot that goes in. They just get the opportunity to play with the big boys every year, which is really kind of them. Of course, really, really nice. It's fucking dreadful. I can't put it in words how much I hate this. And it's the fact that includes my club as well. It's just a case of them being scared to actually compete and scared that the Burnleys of the world and the Fulhams might actually upset them. It's just pathetic.
Do you not think, because I'm kind of on the other side of this, do you not think that the news of this breakaway European Super League is coinciding with the changing format of the Champions League? And have you read up on that as well? Because that may be a reason why the elite teams are thinking.
No, I think the other way. I think the UEFA were reactive of when, like you said before, this started bubbling probably back into the year, the conversation. So to me, it seems like they've kind of not panicked, but reacting to, okay, let's change up a little bit, let's freshen it up. And they thought that would be enough. Clearly not. just because I think they've gathered so much momentum, the European Super League, they've got so much money behind them. And then now it's kind of, okay, they're kind of managing it. And everyone's seen the statements from the government, the Premier League, of where I think they're kind of panicking and seeing this could be massive, absolutely massive.
Yeah, because there's now intent, and there's a statement from clubs or whoever, the Real Madrid, whoever, coming in a few hours as well, confirming this. I'm very intrigued to see that one, to be honest. But I don't know, man. I mean, throughout the history of football, competitions have changed. Competitions have changed for the benefit of the financial gain for UEFA as well. Like in regards to, think about the Nations League, think about even the Champions League in 1992, think about the Division 1, the breakaway, the Premier League. Think about the new Europa League that's coming up. So UEFA are doing their thing as well as a money grab as well.
But these have always had a governing body of some sort. This is, to me anyway, quite commercial. And like Jake said, it's a complete money grab of where the elite owners
everything
or
is a money
billionaires.
grab. Everything is a money grab, bro. Everything.
Oh, no,
the Premier League is a money grab.
The main difference
for
me and the ones that you've just listed, Drew, is the fact there's no threat of relegation. These clubs are purely making this competition to insulate themselves, to guarantee their spot at the highest table. I get the fact that you're never going to see Chelsea or United or City or Liverpool get relegated these days, but this just literally guarantees they never even have to bother to try. Like, they could just stay as long as they increase their commercial acumen, as long as they maintain their social media presence. They don't actually have to bother with their on-field product that much anymore. Like, it's just a sense of pride.
And to be clear, this is a breakaway from the Champions League, so not the domestic league. So their plan is still to compete in the domestic leagues.
But the leagues have come out and said anyone who tries to break away is under threat of basically being kicked out. Because
you know that's cap though. But that's
cap. No. But think about it. What would be the point of them playing in a league if they don't get it when they finish in the top 4? They don't get to go to the Champions League. Where do they go? It's actually, it doesn't work. It's either this league has to be ingrained and part of the overall football calendar, or it cannot exist.
Yeah,
imagine the top 4.
That's true.
Imagine the top 4 finishing the top 4, and then the Champions League spots go to people who finish 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. How does that work,
bro?
Yeah, I don't get the calendar for this as well. Like, I don't get it.
But I think maybe the powerhouses are forcing UEFA, FIFA to rethink their.
And we've got as well. Sorry, Andy. We've got the club. So the country competition as well. You've got your qualifiers. Like, I feel like they're slightly overworking the players, man. Just like they're not machines, but I want to see what the players think about this as well, because obviously we've not had any actual active player comment, but it'd be interesting to hear what they feel about this.
Bro,
go on. You think they don't care?
Not like that, man. They get paid. They getting paid, man.
They have a life as well, you know.
You're not.
I don't think it would be an extra game. I think it would replace the games. So where they would play the Champions League, that's when they would play. So it wouldn't be an extra kind of thing.
Yep.
Like the Nations League.
Munya, have you not heard what they're saying as well? Of where basically, let's say if you get kicked out of the league and you just play in this European Super League, they're basically saying, okay, anyone or any player who starts to almost play in this league, they won't be able to play for their countries. So this is where UEFA, FIFA, and the leagues, they're playing their power play of, you see that you play in the league, but if you do, you're not going to be able to represent your country in FIFA or UEFA tournaments.
Now
that's the Buki one. That is the Buki one.
Because we all know international football is boring, but it is a case of like, it's a source of pride, isn't it? Especially for like a young player, like you dream of playing for your country. So are you going to see these proper mercenaries go out and really transition, or are they going to say?
We have the World Cup, man. Like, we can't, like, the World Cup. That's a major plot twist. And also for the fans, though, I must have seen somewhere. Obviously, this is all on Twitter, so who knows if these sources are true. They are saying for fans, like, it's a money thing, because they're saying £100 per ticket, £100 for a ticket. Like, that's insane. And then TV rights is another question. Who's gonna have the rights to broadcast this? Some people are even saying that it could be
people throw the bag, boy. Don't worry. That same Sky that was asking people to pay-per-view, they'll throw the bag at this if it goes through. Me, I don't mind these people, man. Like, bro, look, if it happens, fine. If it doesn't happen, I'm fine with that as well. That's where I stand with this. But the next couple of days will certainly be interesting, man, for sure. Let's see how this will pan out, man. But yeah, let's start with the shits, man, because obviously, Champions League, Europa League conclusions in regards to the quarterfinals, and for some people, the FA Cup semi-finals have been played as well. So let me start with Jake and his beloved Chelsea, man. After a tough 2 games versus Porto, you eventually secured a Champions League semi-final spot versus Real Madrid, and also got into the final of the FA Cup after beating City 1-0. So obviously, after West Ham losing to Newcastle, Chelsea are now in the driving seat for that 4th and possibly the 3rd spot. So yeah, Jake, the business end of the season, bro. How excited are you?
I cannot remember a time, and this is for all my time supporting Chelsea, where I have been that happy having played 2 games, only scoring 1 goal. Like, we were fantastic this week. Like, the Porto game, Porto offered nothing. Like, that was one of the most boring games I've ever watched in my life. And I sat for a whole year of that so-called Sarri ball. Like, it was a joke how bad Porto were. They wanted to press, but they just had no creative spark, nothing. And we just didn't commit any men, which is fair enough because we had no reason to. But that was such an easy game for us, I thought, really. I mean, that it took a moment of absolute wonder from Taremi in the last minute of extra time to get a goal back. But even then, there was no tension against Porto. I felt from minute 1 we were going through because they just, like I say, offered nothing. And then the City game, I can't remember for a long time since maybe Pep's first year, where City were just so dull. City, again, like, I get we played really well, but it very much looked like if De Bruyne wasn't going to do it, no one was going to do it. And De Bruyne got marked out of the game by Jorginho, who was my man of the match. Like, he did nothing until he came off. Foden offered a little bit, but again, Chelsea always looked in control. Like, it's crazy. How much we've developed. Like, fair play. Like, when Tuchel first came in, I wasn't that sure on him. Obviously, I need to eat my words on that because he's just been nothing but impressive. And this week just summed it up, the fact that we just took our chances and managed the game so expertly, both of them.
Yeah.
It's weird, you know, it really reminded me of the semi-final against Arsenal last year. Like, I mean, I'd definitely say City probably went into the game as favourites, you know, but it definitely didn't go as you thought, really. I mean, I thought Chelsea were the better team more or less from the start, really. And yeah, they were very well worth their victory.
Yeah, for sure. Fully deserved. I mean,
what was it? So we won 1-0, but then we had the ball in the net 2 other times from slight offsides. Both were correct calls. Like, it wasn't a case of they were controversial or anything. But I mean, City's best opportunity was that Diaz header from the corner where he just skied it. Apart from that, they didn't even really create that much. I mean, you know, you've got
the Sterling one where he skied it as well.
Yeah,
like, that could have been a good chance if he squared it to what's his name, their left back. I forgot his name.
Mendy?
Mendy, yeah.
Oh, that Mendy, by the way, he is shit. Like, can we confirm that?
No.
He let Ziyech run past him so many times.
Honestly, the Ziyech 1-on-1 where he missed it, Mendy saw the ball coming over the top and just jogged it in.
Chilling.
Yeah, he did not think of moving whatsoever. He is so
yeah,
important.
It just looked like City. They looked lethargic, man. They didn't really bother. It looked like Chelsea wanted it more, let's put it that way. And City, you know, they're probably just thinking about the league and Champions League, I guess. But
now, fair play to Chelsea, man, because this is back-to-back semi-finals, back-to-back FA Cup finals. But at the same time, Jake, I don't know, and I want to hear what you guys think as well. It just makes me think, is there much of a difference between this and Lampard? Because Lampard got them to the semis and the finals. So, like, I find it hard to be like, praising Tuchel because this is
Munya. Yeah, this is what I was saying yesterday I think stylistically and let's say on the pitch, they seem better coached 100%. However, the praises should wait up until when it's all said and done, because realistically, we look at the league, they're not guaranteed top 4. They could finish 5th, right? Champions League, they could go out in the semi-finals. That's being realistic. They could. And then FA Cup, they could lose the final.
Hold on. Let me pause you there, Kenna, because that was my next question from you. Basically, it's like from now until the end of the season, what is the minimum Tuchel has to do for this season not to end in a flop? If it can end in a flop.
Top four, the basic minimum, because winning FA Cup without Champions League, without top 4 means nothing. However, they're almost not the cop out, but the other way is winning the Champions League. Winning the Champions League, it doesn't matter where you finish in the league. If you get that done, that's outstanding, whatever happens. So Champions League one way or another, and anything else is almost not a bonus. But
so you're basically saying shout out Tuchel, but let's collect it.
Let's wait, collect it, because like exactly what Munya said, bro. Lampard did top 4 and what is it? An FA Cup final. So are we gonna praise a man for doing exactly what Lampard did? Not really. Not really.
Jake, what do you think?
I get that. I think the difference is because people love to hate on Lampard. Like it's a fun thing to do. And I'm always defending him, because if you look at his Chelsea career, outside of 2 poor months, he was fantastic for us. Like, especially with that squad. I cannot harp on about that enough, about how our squad last season was not top 4 worthy. And yet we got dragged there. So you got to give him props for that. And then I get where it's coming from. I think it is just, like Ken says, just stylistically, it just looks so straight, like not strange, but I haven't seen this much control from a Chelsea team since, I would say, Mourinho's 3rd title, when, if people remember, we got absolutely twatted by Spurs and Harry Kane, something like 5-2, 5-3 in late December. And then from January onwards, Mourinho went back to form. Instead of letting us be free-throwing and scoring, just constant defensive, like 1-0, 2-0, 2-1s. So I think it is very nice to see. Like, it is great to see how we are playing. I do want us to see it score more goals, but we're going to have to see how it goes. I am excited for the rest of the season, which when Tuchel first came in, I wasn't. I thought it was going to be a drag. And the turnaround that he has shown is fantastic. But I agree with Ken in the sense that if we finish 5th, don't win the FA Cup, don't win the Champions League, it's not all for nothing, but it's not enough.
All right. So obviously Tuesday you got a home game v Brighton. Obviously a tough team to play against. Top 4 is in your hands now. What do you expect in that game?
That game, yeah, we should win. Like, Brighton are a tough team. They're the XG fans, where they constantly seem to not finish their chances. I mean, we should be winning that game. Like, we're both going to probably play 3/5 at the back. So I think it'll be a game for someone like Hudson-Odoi, like the Palace game, where he's going to probably have that little bit of space. But it's going to be like, I enjoy playing Brighton because they actually want to play football.
Yeah, they don't camp.
They don't camp. They don't just hit it upfield. They do try to pass it out the back. They do have nice little plays, intricacies, those little movements. They just need a striker to finish their chances, and they'd be golden. Whereas instead, they're right now 16th and in a relegation fight now. They're below Newcastle, which is crazy.
Yeah, I would say Brighton and Fulham, they play good football, man. They don't deserve to be there based on what they do on the pitch at all. But you know, you got to finish your chances and defend well as well. It's what they're not doing at times. But yeah, shout out Chelsea, man. Good things on the horizon as well. Let's get over to my beloved Liverpool. Because whatever happened in midweek, even forget midweek, man. Even in the 2 ties v Real Madrid was unacceptable. But obviously there were 2 complete different types of performances. But yeah, both times we flattered to deceive. Kenna, obviously again a much better performance at Anfield, but we failed to find the net after having at least 2 to 3 clear-cut chances. In your opinion, what went wrong without laying blame on Salah too much?
I think it typified our season, to be honest, on a majority of the season, of where we just had no cutting edge in the end. We didn't take the chances we made. But, however, people know I've been highly critical of Klopp and the team, especially the last few months. However, I think Klopp played it almost perfectly from a coaching point of view, of where we started off brilliantly. That's probably the best 30 minutes I've seen us have for maybe 2 years. Honestly, that's how good I thought we started. But we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, of where, Salah should have took that one in the first 90 seconds, I think it was. Firmino had a chance. Wijnaldum had a chance. Mane had a chance, of where really, really, on another day, or when all of them are firing, we should have been like 2-3-0 up at half time. Never mind the whole game.
Definitely 2-0 up, man. Sure.
Yeah. But then I think after that 30-minute spell, we couldn't, I don't think we created much after that. And Madrid were comfortable. That was almost like Zidane doesn't get enough praise for his coaching, but that last almost 60 minutes, they just absolutely killed off the game. They managed it magnificently. Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric again. The whole back four were outstanding. For
me, like, I was talking to you about it as well. For me, I think it was shameful on our part, man. Like, we are complaining about our team and our injuries, etc. But if you look at Madrid's Champions League squads for both those games, it was equally as poor. And the fact that we couldn't like hurt them like properly, that's what upset me. And obviously I know that's not, it typifies our season. That's not really Liverpool of the old or of the past 2 years, 3 years. But that was poor, man. I think we should have got the job done, personally.
But then the thing is I was thinking of where do we almost go from here? Of where the last at least 3.5, 4 years, we've had like a formula of opening teams up. We've been known for being gung-ho and being able to create chances and score goals at will. And especially the last few months, we've struggled. And it's almost one of them. I know there's haters on Salah, especially on he doesn't. Let's say it takes him 4 chances to score 1, but in the same breath, he's our top goal scorer.
But that first one, Ken,
100%. No,
bread and butter.
100%. He should have scored. Like, I'm not even what's the right word, contesting that. But in the same breath, like I asked people, without Mo Salah this season, where would Liverpool? We think it's bad and it's terrible where we're at the minute. But think about, I think he's got 28 goals, all comps. Bro, 28 goal, all comps. Without him, we would be in the gutter. But we should have gone through. And still, I agree with Andy of where looking at Madrid before the draw, and especially we even got a reprieve of no Varane and Ramos.
Exactly.
We should have
no
gone through.
Varane neither. It's shameful for me. Jake, were you somewhat surprised that Liverpool did not get the job done versus Madrid, or do you think that we left ourselves too much to do after the first leg?
No, there was a sense of Liverpool comeback, and I think watching it, like you say, that Salah chance. Like, I'm not going to blame Salah because I agree with Ken. I think Salah's not the one deserving of blame here. Yes, he misses a chance, but he's a striker. Strikers are going to miss chances. If you're going to blame people for how Liverpool season's gone, you blame Firmino and Mane who haven't turned up.
Facts.
So I think for me, it's not a case of I didn't see it happening, but once you saw that chance happening, it was I just immediately went, right, it's not going to happen. Like, just if that went in, what was it, 3 minutes into the game?
We would have given them 4, 100%.
Yeah, that was a whole different ball game there. And then you just, as soon as it left it in that initial barrage, Madrid were able to hold out. They just did what that midfield is built to do and manage that game. Like, getting the ball off Kroos, Modric and Casemiro is hard enough as it is. But when you're constantly chasing them and they can just manipulate you out of those positions and get the ball out of the way, and they have no reason to attack themselves, like, it just played into their hands beautifully. Like I say, if Liverpool were able to get that early goal, completely different ball game. So I wasn't surprised that Liverpool weren't able to manage it, because going down 3-1, like, against a team like Madrid from the first leg, you were always going to struggle. But you gave it a good shot. It was just a case of, at the end of the day, it's unfortunate, but you didn't take your chances that you should have. initially, and then once that happened, it's going to
We
be
even
hard.
gave like Vinicius a name for like a week. Like he's been not poor, but he's been like
He's not
below
great, basically.
expectations. Yeah, he's not great.
Well, he was the one, wasn't he, that Benzema said not to pass to him?
Yeah, come on, man.
Andy, do you know what else is funny? The last point from me is it's that game as well encaptured almost Trent Alexander-Arnold in a T of where the first leg, especially the first half, awful, absolutely terrible. Then the second leg, my God, to me, 100% the best player on the pitch. When Trent has a magnificent game, no one says a word of where he pocketed Vinicius. Like it's two completely. You'd say they were two completely different players. Of where I can't remember.
It was a great game defensively from him. Attacking, that's what I mean. He didn't really go forward. Yeah.
No. He created the most chances on the pitch. So that's what you expect of Trent. You thought that's normal, right? He created the most chances on the pitch. I think it was 3 chances created, like 6 successful crosses. Great defending. No one went past him. It was as good of a right back performance without assisting and scoring as you can get. But you won't hear anything. But it's frustrating, man. It was so frustrating.
Adding to that, Kenna, I thought Nat Phillips had a really good game as well.
Oh, I like him. And I've been saying this for a while of where, to me, in my opinion, I don't think we should sign Kabak because since Phillips has come in, I can probably name you one goal he's been at fault at, which was 50-50 last week when Vinicius took that his goal. But that was more Trent than him. Other than that, I've been really impressed with Phillips. Really, really impressed. For a local lad, I think he's 24 years old. To me, it looked like he didn't look out of place. That's the biggest compliment I can give him. So, yeah.
He's definitely worth a squad place in yours.
Yeah.
100%, especially because you're still going for Canate, aren't you, from
Leipzig? Yeah.
And I know he's had 1 major injury, and then people have already assumed he's injury prone. But you could easily have him as your backup for both Canate, for Van Dijk, and for Gomez. So Van Dijk, obviously, depending on his recovery, and Gomez, who I think we can class as injury prone now.
Yeah.
I don't agree, man. I thought Kabak was better than Phillips in that Madrid game in the second leg. And I'm not Kabak's biggest fan, but I thought Kabak was the one that won all his challenges and that didn't really let any.
But so does Phillips.
Phillips. There was one chance when Benzema got in, and that was on Phillips' side. Like I don't know if you remember when Benzema nearly bagged. And
when he hit the post.
Yeah, but that's
a cross.
Come on, man.
I get what you mean, but I really liked. To me, there's no.
But his performance was good. He controlled Benzema well, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just a final one. So you'd rather, for example, pay £20 million for Kabak rather than keep Phillips? There's not £20 million difference in my eyes.
They're not. They're not that at all.
Yeah.
But I think with Kabak, with the high line, it's better to have Kabak than Phillips with the way we play with our defense.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but
we need that top 4, man. We have to get.
Let me stay with you,
4.
man. Obviously we got Entertainment FC, Leeds away in the Premier League tomorrow. Obviously, it's important for us to pick up the 3 points. What are you expecting? This can be a tricky game, man.
This is tough, man. It's almost. I don't think it's what I expect from Liverpool. No one ever knows what they'll get from Leeds. Because Leeds can be magnificent one day, go and beat City away from home with 10 men for 60 minutes, or they can go and get smashed at home. So you really don't know, but we have to get the win, man. West Ham drop points, Tottenham drop points, wherever you can laugh, Arsenal drop points. So it's all in our hands. It's all in our hands. I think if we win, 5, probably 6 of the last remaining games, we'll get top 4, and realistically, we probably finish 3rd. So
yeah, we'll be 1 point behind Leicester as well.
Yeah. So it's in our hands, man.
Let's go over to our North London compadres, the Red side. Obviously, we got Munya and Tosin to represent. I guess it's safe to say that that we are all somewhat happy that they've defeated Racism FC because UEFA couldn't. They also had a game v Fulham at home that ended up in a 1-1 draw. Munya, let me start with you. It seems like key players were rested for this game. Do you think Arteta did this simply in terms of fresh legs, or is he throwing all his eggs in the Europa League basket
I mean, wait, is the semi-finals this week?
next week?
So I don't get it then. Like, I
Yeah.
genuinely don't get it. I had to check because I was thinking, why do you change your team like they had a hard game? Like we played on Thursday night, they've had Friday to recover, small training on Saturday. Like I just don't understand this whole you rest players. We rested 5 people today. You play
Honestly, he thinks he's a football manager sometimes. I honestly don't know what's wrong with him.
You play your best team, and that's how I feel it should be. So I was a bit confused and disappointed. Typical Arsenal, really. You may say, it's the European lag, but that's bullshit to me. You're professional footballers playing at the highest competition. You should be able to beat a team that's going to get relegated. Okay, I know United lost to Sheffield United, who are now being confirmed as relegated, but Fulham have not won in London since 2014, and we shamelessly licked a point in the last minute.
But Fulham
and Mandem were doing up celebrations.
They beat Liverpool at Anfield. I mean, I know Liverpool this season is nothing to write home about, but I think Fulham are, since the first couple of months, they've been good.
Let me not be. I'm just disappointed at Arsenal, but let me give the flowers to Fulham because they have been great. They turned it over. When we beat them 3-0 at the start of the season, only one person was actually in that lineup back in September. So Scotty Parker, he's done an incredible job to make them a lot more defensive, and they have improved. I mean, they should have got all 3 points, and they probably did deserve it. But I still feel we should have won because obviously we had a goal disallowed through VAR. But
that one pissed me off, man. That was so stupid. But yeah, unlucky Arsenal, man. Let me go to not Ken's Toast. Obviously, let's go back to Thursday.
Yeah,
Arsenal put up an impressive performance against Slavia Prague, a team that does not usually at home. Yet you popped them 4-0. And Lacazette, not Lacazette, Lacazette.
I knew where you were going.
Okay, so the guy is currently on 17 goals. Correct me if I'm wrong. 17 goals, all comps, right? Whilst playing 30 a game, 39 now. In all competition. How important has he been particular for Arsenal this particular season? And is it one of them where like remove him, we're relegating? How do you're a big fan of Laca, but objectively speaking, how important has he been for you guys?
I'm a massive fan of Laca, man. And honestly, like, for as much as he has a tendency to miss chances really, really unnecessarily, and for for him to be a clinical striker, like one day he seems like he is and another day he seems like he isn't. Just on the basis that not just the goals alone, because for me, I think a lot of the lack of piss and all of the name calling from last season definitely came from, I think, his overall link-up play. His touch looked heavy. He looked out of shape. He looked like he couldn't like get himself physically into the box. I definitely feel as if I've seen a sharper and a more complete Lacazette. I would definitely say his back to goal play has improved significantly. He's not trying to take 3 or 4 touches before releasing one pass, which I was kind of seeing a lot last season. And he's definitely been in and amongst the goals, both scoring and assisting. And it's been a massive plus for us today, man. I mean, I just look at the Slavia Prague game. Obviously, the first goal was a penalty, well taken penalty. I definitely say he's a very accomplished penalty taker. He's always confident. I always have confidence when he's going to score penalties. But for me, it was the second goal that I absolutely loved. And honestly, like, I actually think Lacazette has better feet than Aubameyang, if I'm completely honest, because like the way he kind of dragged the ball under his foot to get the space to hit it on his left foot for the second goal was just beautiful, man. And for me, that was, if I dare I say it, Lacazette in his bag, like being in and around the box, being sharp, getting a powerful, strong shot off, and yeah, man, I mean, while again, I know we got into it a couple of weeks ago about whether I would keep Lacazette. I mean, that's a story for another day, if I'm honest, but in terms of what he's been doing now, I definitely will have to say he's probably been top 3, top 4 performer like this season, man. He's been crucial for us, absolutely.
Are you sure he's got better feet than Yang? You're forgetting Yang last year against Chelsea in the FA final.
No, honestly, like if I was to choose who was like more clumsier on the ball, I'd probably say Yang, if I'm honest, in it. Like, but yeah, I think Yang does have good feet, but I feel as if just in terms of like his sharpness and his ability to kind of maybe bring the ball onto his other foot, I would say Lacazette, man. But yeah, maybe there might be a little bit of recency bias right now because, you know, Travis Scott is doing whatever he's doing, but it's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, let me stay with you, man, because obviously me and you got a bet where I said that I don't think Arsenal will finish in the top 10.
Yeah.
You dropped points again today against Fulham. You're currently sitting at
We're
9th.
losing. We're
Sorry?
sitting at 9th. Yeah, when I believe we're 9th unless we've moved because of the draw. I think we're still.
Yeah,
9th.
no, you're sitting at 9th. How realistic are my chances of an L, or am I collecting P's from you?
I'll be honest. I would honestly say it's 50-50 right now. And that might seem crazy, but the inconsistency of Arsenal right now means that there's every chance that I believe it's Villa and Leeds who are just below us. I believe.
Yeah.
There's every chance that those teams can literally just get over the line and just finish above us. You know, I mean, I went into the Leeds Man City game last week thinking, don't worry, like we're going to still be in the top 10. Leeds are not going to get a victory from that game. Leeds got a victory at the Etihad, didn't it? Something I can't remember the last time Arsenal did. So I've got to give these teams credit. You know what I mean? And like I said, we're not playing.
Villa got 2 games in hand as well. And yeah.
Problematic, man. I mean, right now it could go either way. Like I said, it's 50-50, man.
When we have the chances to get ourselves out of these situations, we just messing up. Really and truly, we could have been, 2 points away from Spurs with Everton to play next week, who drew with Spurs. Like, it was all perfect. They two took points off each other, and then we could have had small pressure because Villa are definitely finishing above us with those games in hand. I know they've got City next, but yeah, like Toe said, you never know with Leeds. And honestly, if we finish on page 2, man, boy, it just sum us up, man. Honestly.
Can I also just give a quick shout out to Emil Smith-Rowe, man? I feel like he's been my player of the week, man. I mean, I feel like he was very instrumental in away in Czech Republic on Thursday, and again today. I thought he had another good game. Like, I mean, I just feel like he's got such good feet and he sees the game really, really quickly. Like, for me, one of my favorite passes is the pass through the legs. And that was the kind of pass he did to Pepe for the first goal on Thursday. And I just love players who see the game so quickly, who are like one step ahead and can make those incisive passes, you know, when it looks like there's nothing on and there's no space in it, man. He's getting better and better. And really deserving the minutes he's getting, man. So yeah, more power to him.
Yeah. Shout out Smith-Rowe, man. All right, Arsenal, semi-final Europa League. Obviously, next week we'll preview the big encounter. So I'll leave it for now. Let's go over to the red side of Manchester, man, because obviously them boys are not here. It's a good thing anyway, because they've just been pissing me off, man. Obviously the baby-faced assassin PE teacher is slowly turning himself into a man. Just a good manager is what some people are screaming. United reached the semi-finals of the Europa League, where they will be facing AS Roma, and earlier this evening they booked a 3-1 dub over Burnley to firmly cement their place as the number 2 in the Prem. So Jake, let me start with you. United surely considered favourites in the Europa League after reaching back-to-back semi-finals. You reckon babyface assassin is gonna bottle it or again?
Well, he doesn't like semi-finals, does he? Like, that's the record, but that's obviously its own thing. I think United fans have to be extremely disappointed if they don't win the Europa League. I really think they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got Villarreal in the semis. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, you've got Unai Emery.
No. They got AS Roma.
Roma. Apologies. They've got Roma. Should be winning against Roma. Like, I know, obviously, they've gone on a little bit of a resurgence, obviously, with Juve going completely downhill this year. But United should be winning that game. They've got the talent. They're in such great form right now. I mean, Char, if he was sat here, he would just be screaming, Bruno Boss Merchants, where are you at? He'd be screaming about how they keep winning smelly games, etc., etc.
Thanks, boy.
So, yeah, like I say, I think if they do not win the Europa League, there's going to be questions to be asked, without a doubt. It's going to go very much a case of Ole into what is Ole doing. It will just switch like that. There will be.
Do you reckon?
100%.
Obviously, certain factions of the United support, they'll be disappointed if they don't win the Europa League. But finishing second in the Premier League is something that they will not consider success, but they'll see that as an improvement or see that as praise for Ole.
I think what it does is it creates the hot seat environment. Like if they don't win Europa League and you go into the summer transfer window where you are second, and that is progress. I'm not going to deny that, but you have no tangible trophies to show for it. If you
this is the second full season,
slowly,
isn't it?
Yeah, and if they start off that season slowly, well, there we go.
And Andy, just on that then, if you say if they don't win it, it's still a good season. Would you have counted Mourinho's season where they finished second and won Europa as a good season? So I'm just trying to get a grasp of this.
No. They didn't. That wasn't the same season because when they won
That was the
Europa,
same season, was it not?
No. They were outside. They were outside top 4. Okay. They finished second and won nothing, I think.
I don't think Oli needs to win, to be honest. I think he definitely proved me wrong in terms of he does know how to put, let's say, a dressing room together. But in the end, he's not going to be judged for me if he wins or loses Europa League, man. It will definitely come down to the league and Champions League next season. So as long as they finish strong, they don't have to win it for me. They go again in the summer.
I might agree with you there, man. Go on, Toast.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I really need to see Roma get through, man, because I really do not want to lose to United in the final. Like, if Arsenal get there, man, that will.
Do you not fancy your chances?
I don't fancy my chances at all, man.
Like, really? Twitter would be a madness.
What about you?
Streets would erupt.
I don't think it's a case of not fancying us because anything can happen in the final. But it's just that whole Arsenal United rivalry back up again. Like the close. Andy, I don't have to explain. I just will not be comfortable.
United are
United, regardless,
team,
they're licking their lips now.
Yeah, 100%.
They're thinking,
Nah, but I don't think they would. Like, I'm sure if Chow was here, Chow would tell you, bro, he wouldn't want to play you, man, in the final. He'd rather play Villarreal and Emery in the final than you, man, just because, like you said,
the L will be deeper if they lose to Arsenal. That's all. That's why. But yeah.
You think the Bexley boys would ever let United fans forget it?
Boy, that would be deadly, man. As a neutral, I would like to see that, man. I would like to see that. But I only see one winner, to be honest, and it's not them, man, in North London, man. Munya, let me go to you. Obviously, Mason Gunwood has been turning up lately. Obviously, some of your boys considered Saka to be a bigger star boy than him. Did you ever co-sign those sentiments, or?
No, I never really got into that whole Saka against Gunwood. For me, I feel like they're just two different players. Obviously, they're both very talented. I'll be a bit more biased saying Saka's probably a lot more versatile than Mason, but Mason does his job, which is he's a striker. He scores goals. Maybe you might say he's a winger. I don't know, but he does his job, and I feel Saka does his job. So I never really understood the whole beef between obviously Prez and Char versus Tabo and Mitchell, who obviously aren't here to talk for themselves. They're both quality players. I like Mason. I think he's silky. I feel he's a threat. He's a massive threat. When we've played United, I've always thought, oh, damn. When he comes up, he starts doing the step overs and there's his left foot. But like I said, my biased side of me would say Saka's probably a more versatile player. Might offer more, but that's just
versatility. He needs to lock down a position, man. Do you not think?
I don't
end up like a James Milner. Like
I don't really know if he has to lock it down, but I mean, one of them is getting caught up for England seniors, and one of them isn't. So that's where I'm going to leave it, anyways. So yeah,
mate. To be honest, Greenwood should go, man.
But that is sticky at the minute, Munya, and I think we spoke about this, right? Of where the England squad at the minute, it's all about form in the end. There's a couple, let's say out of 23, you're normally looking at 15 who are guaranteed, maybe even less, and then the other 8. It's all about form. And at the minute, if Greenwood goes on a run of where, for example, scores in semi-final of Europa, scores in the final, or scores like a run of 5 goals or something like that, bro. Yeah, it's tight. Could be tight on a couple of players.
I think regardless, because we was having this conversation when we did our clubhouse thing, and I was like, Greenwood should be on that plane ahead of DCR, ahead of a lot, man, to be honest. He's more talented than them.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like I've always, my argument's been, I think you bring on Saka because he can play probably 3 positions for you.
Yeah.
But in terms of like
Facts.
Gunwood against DCL, I'm taking Gunwood. Like DCL has just had a phase, and then he goes missing. So like, where's he now? So
I think
because
he's
with
injured
Mason,
again, but yeah.
Mason might not start, but he'll come on and he'll offer something.
Yeah, facts. Bring on Mason, man.
Nah, but I love seeing him play, man. I love seeing him play.
Yeah, he's fantastic. United finally booked a win at Old Trafford with Burnley since 2016. Since then they've actually only lost once since losing 3 times in the opening 6 games. Do you think United will maintain this for seasons to come now, or do you think they will like that Mourinho season when they finished second and then outside the top 4 again?
Sorry, you go.
Go on, Kens.
I think they've looked good, man. Like it hurts. It does definitely hurt me to say, but when Burnley scored today, everyone knew that United were going to win it, right? Did we all have that feeling they were going to score? Perfect. So that's an awful feeling, man. Of
100.
where you're just like, it's inevitable. It's coming. So I've said it before. I think United need to add a spine. If they can add another centre back of where it was shown today with Maggie off a corner, there's no way that's happening to, for example, Diaz, to VVD, to Ramos, an elite centre back. They're not getting budded like that. Impossible. Add another centre mid next to
It's so funny you've said this, Ken. I was literally going to get onto this, but I'll let you finish.
Yeah. It's literally the spine. I think add another spine of where Cavani, the way he's playing, man, I really like him, man. If you watch the lead up to the last goal, of where I know he scored. Forget all that. Yeah. Forget the almost the in the box movement. Watch his lead up from the minute I think it was who made the clearance or Bruno made a pass. He made a run out, then back in, and then kind of stayed behind the shoulders of the defenders, and then just an easy tap. There's little things of where you don't teach that, and Cavani's just got it in abundance, man. So if they can either keep him and almost patch him up for next season, or go all out and buy a Haaland type centre forward, bro, they could be so dangerous. So dangerous.
Yeah, go on, Toast.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that, man. I was looking at the game today and just United generally over the season, like even though a lot of people say like their vibes FC, this, that, I think they've won, is it 9 games? Is it home and away or just away, like from a goal down? And even when like maybe they take the lead and then the team kind of pegs them back, you kind of just have no doubt that they're going to find the solution to get the goal and get the win. Like they're just so solid. And like in terms of personnel,
they have a lot of shooters that are not afraid to shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but if Bruno doesn't do it, Rashford will do it. If Rashford doesn't do it, Pogba will smash a left foot against Fulham. If
that's how you put together a great team. That's exactly how you do it.
That's it. Like I honestly feel as if like this, let's say front 4, should I say, is good enough to win a league, absolutely. But I'm sorry, you cannot win a league with Maguire as your best centre-back. I said this at the start of the season and I'll say it now. Like Maguire's he's a decent player, but for me, he's a number 2. He's not a number 1. He's not a Virgil van Dijk, do you understand? For me, he's not a Diaz. I'm sorry. So if you think you can go into a league season, 38 games, and not have Maguire let you down a couple of times, like you're crazy, you're joking. Like,
and then just on top of that as well, with McFred, you ain't winning a league with McFred. I'm sorry.
Thank you. You need an upgrade on either McTominay or Fred, if not both. I mean, because it's not going to get it done. I'm sorry, you're just not. So, but yeah, they're a couple of pieces away, man. But for me, they are a very, very dangerous team.
I think the best thing for United as well is the fact that with this summer coming up, like they're going to be one of the few teams that won't be affected by the pandemic that much in terms of their spending power. And they are going to be able to prey on some clubs. Like you think of the French league, whose TV deal has gone down the drain. They're all having to sell up their players to make sure they make ends meet. So someone like a Camavinga, who on top of that isn't signing a new contract, so he's only got 12 months left. Like you could easily buy him.
Scary, man. Scary.
So I really expect United.
But do they want to play for Ole though? That's the question. But yeah,
I don't think it'll be that. I'll just be putting on that shirt, getting the pay packet, and
just me. I signed for the establishment. Yeah, man. United. It hurts me to say, man, but yeah, they're looking good, man. They're looking good. But personally, I don't know, man. I need to see them next season. I will judge Ole properly next season. That's what I've decided.
Yeah,
This
they
season,
can't rest on their laurels. They need
Yeah.
to spend. They need to upgrade both their quality and you could argue their depth. Without, for me,
but not to stick too much to them. I still think they can improve 100%. But how next season goes, in my opinion, it's still not down to them. If that makes sense, of where City are still going to be in control, right? It's impossible. City will be first or second next season, either way. Then for me, it's up to Liverpool how we recover more than how United builds. Of if we go out and do the right things, buy another centre half and buy another centre mid, whatever United do, I think is completely irrelevant of where it will be another City Liverpool season. That's my opinion. Just because of the Oli factor, once again, of where in Premier League history, there's not many non-elite managers who have won the league. And I cannot honestly see Oli winning a Premier League or Champions League. I'm sorry. I just can't.
All right, fair enough. Let's move over to Spurs then, man. Obviously they had a game on Friday versus Everton, which they
Yawn.
yawn fest. Can you shed more light on that, Munya?
Yeah, man. I mean, they had some interesting games. Obviously, the FA Cup game where Everton knocked out Spurs. I think it was like a 5-4. I don't know. There was lots of goals.
Yeah, something like that.
You were thinking, oh, we'll get the same, but the total opposite. I mean, we say it was a snooze fest, but a lot of missed chances, especially from Richarlison. And then again, you have Spurs not creating many chances, but the man Harry Kane just been Harry Kane.
Sir Harold, bro.
They had 3 total chances in that game, and obviously 2 of them were the goals from Harry. So that just says a lot about Spurs. Whereas Everton created chances. Like I said, Richarlison had plenty of chances to score. As Tosin always says, he will give you good performances and then go missing. But let's shout out Sigurdsson. He had an incredible game and scored a fantastic goal. That one you can just watch over and over, and it's just so pleasing to the eye. The way he
always balls out against Spurs, man.
And that's what I like to see. You always got to prove a point against your former employer, and good on him, man. Like that is it the second goal? Must have been the second goal when Chambers Coleman came on, crossed it, and enough pace. He just had to place it into the goal. That was a great goal. Obviously, they ended up sharing points, and at the time was good for us because we thought, we'll go on to beat Fulham, which wasn't the case. Maybe 2 teams where it kind of shows how the league table is. You got us. I'll put us in the same bracket as Everton and Spurs because we should be doing a lot better with the squads that we have, but we're not. And look where we are. We're all outside of the top 6. So yeah,
I'm honest. I know we're on the topic of Spurs, but I'm pretty disappointed with Everton this season, if I'm honest, man. Considering how well they did towards the back end of last year, and then obviously how well they started. I thought they were a sure banker for like top 6, but again, they're competing to try and stay in the top 10 sort of thing. I think they're about 4 points or 3 points ahead of Arsenal. And I definitely don't feel as if they've kicked on the way a lot of people would have expected them to have. They've been pretty disappointing, if anything. I mean, I think there was a point where we were looking at their midfield, obviously like Gomez and whatnot, and Allen, and then obviously kind of adding James to that. Obviously, Richarlison being Richarlison, and then Doucouré, exactly. There was a lot of excitement at the start of the season, and now they've kind of just faded into oblivion. So pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I think it was them, Villa, and West Ham. Like even at the start of the season that were moving mad, but only West Ham have really kind of maintained it. Yeah, man. But no sympathy from the Everton guys. Any more things on Spurs, or because I don't care about Spurs like that. Man.
I mean, just got to give it up to Sir Harold Kane, as Strides would say, innit? I know the Bex brothers won't want to hear it, but we have to keep it. He's 11 goals behind Thierry Henry, which for me is just absolutely unheard of.
Wait, his all-time record,
all time in the Prem, all time.
Say no, I'm there to smoke on that pack when that happens.
I have no problem with Harry Kane eclipsing Henry. One, because he will never ever accomplish what Henry ever accomplished in as a Premier League player. So that's fine. But for me, Harry Kane needs to chase the ghost of Alan Shearer, and I keep saying it, you know.
Yeah. So Andy, I don't get what you're saying. You're gonna smoke that pack when you like Tosin just said it there. If he gets Shearer's record, all Shearer did was win 1 Premier League. So what's there really to get over Henry?
2 Premier Leagues, maybe the assist record as well.
No, but you're saying, you're gonna smoke if he beats Henry.
But let me smoke that pack, man. I know it will burn you guys, man. Definitely the Bexley brothers.
Like we said,
you just said yourself. But what Shearer's got the most goals, but he's only got 1 Premier League. So what?
Why are you so touchy, bro?
I'm trying to understand your question.
What's he getting out of it? If he's just getting at us, then fair enough. But it's not really doing much.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Now
just getting at you guys, mate.
Kenna, I'm not getting touchy. He knows what he's trying to do, but it's not really going to
smoke on that pack, boy.
Just to wrap up, man. I mean, like, honestly, like, I can't say enough about Harry Kane, because you consider the fact that he was at one point on the bench on loan at Leicester. He was at Leyton Orient, like, and then obviously he got his chance. I remember he was scoring quite a few goals in like Europa League games. Finally got his chance in the league, but it honestly probably wasn't until his 3rd season that I was like, you know what? Yeah, this man is an absolute
I was hating for the
bagsman. I was hating as well, because I was thinking, man, like, I was calling him a 2-season pony, all of this, but man, this guy can score goals in his sleep. Left foot, right foot, in the box.
Bro, that first goal.
Come on, man.
You know how
ridiculous.
Crazy that was.
Ridiculous
like,
touch.
The first touch is, like, I said it, like, there's a handful of players in world football who could first of all bring it down and then just unerringly just finish like that. Oh, no.
Don't give that man a sniff in the box, you know, because it's punishment, man.
Yo, if this kid ends up at Man United or City next season, my lord, what?
I know, it sounds silly, but I hope he stays in the Premier League, whoever he plays for, because I feel as if that's his best chance to get the record. Otherwise, I mean, what's really
the way he's moving, I think he wants that record, man. He's just goal hungry, that guy, man.
But just to wrap up on it, it's at the end of the day, I think that record will come down to his injury. We all seen him go down again with another ankle injury, of where they're saying it's a couple of weeks, and Tottenham, if they do the right things, to wrap him up for the final, of course. But these ankle injuries, they're adding up. Every season, you know, Harry Kane will miss, 5-6 games a season minimum? Bro, Shearer played till 36. Played till 36. And he had, if I'm not wrong, a leg break early on in his career. And he didn't play in the Premier League. All of his career, he played in the old Division 1. So Kane needs to play, for example, till at least 33, 34. Kane,
like, right now, he needs to average maybe about 15 goals over the next 6 seasons, or about 20 over the next 5. Yeah. I think that's very doable. I mean, like, very doable.
If he stays
He's on 20
fit
now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if he stays fit, yeah. So, man, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see, man. All right, man. Let's head over to the bar, man. Any shots?
I've got a shot, obviously. It's getting to Arteta, man. It's getting to Arteta every week, man. Like, sorry, you can't go away to Czech Republic and pick up a great victory in the Europa League and then come back and you're playing against Fulham as if they're your mates. Like, Fulham aren't our mates. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, they've been improved under Scott Parker in like the last couple of months, but it was another disgusting performance today. You've got the mentality is disgusting at the football club. Like, how we don't have the thought of mind to go grab the ball after you score to try and win the game, and then the social media team even has the cheek to do nonsense and post about Eddie scoring and all of this, man. It's just, oh man, I'm just so frustrated with Arsenal right now. Like, and man, yeah, just man.
Shot for Arteta.
Yeah.
I'll take a shot. My shot is for my man of the match in the FA Cup game. It's Jorginho. I think ever since he's come over to our shores, to Chelsea, he's been one of the more divisive players. I think when you first came over as Sarri and everyone at Chelsea hated Sarri ball, he got a lot of hate for that. And then under Lampard, he was a bit maligned. He's now come under Tuchel when he's been playing probably his best football for us. I mean, in the FA Cup semi-final, he marked De Bruyne out the game. Like, he was everywhere. He was as active as what you'd associate N'Golo with. Like, he was just making every interception, every tackle, and he's such a vocal leader for us as well. And I think he is really enjoying his football right now. And at a time, like, I would have happily sold Jorginho before the start of the season. Now, I struggle to make a Chelsea team that's as good without him in it as it is with him for his quality. So my shot is out for him.
Let me wrap up with one more shot, please. So my shot is for obviously my GOAT, Lionel Messi, man. Yesterday, he collected his 35th trophy in his career. Not only did he just win the trophy, he assisted one and scored another magical goal that will live forever in Copa del Rey history.
Superb goal.
If you, man, do your Googles, that go, like, it shouldn't be possible at the age of 33 to be able to pick up the ball in your own half facing your goal and 10 seconds later to have slotted it, beating 2 players twice. So, yeah, 35 trophies. He's only 5 off Dani Alves for the actual record of the most successful player in football history. So, yeah, the race to 5, man. No, the race to 40, sorry. We go.
Andy, one last shot for me. It's going to be from my guy. We signed him. The price tag wasn't up to him. And I've always said to people, regardless, we just need to back our most expensive player. And I do feel he in that Europa League tie, he was the main difference, getting us to go at home and also, just the influential performance away. And that's my guy, Nicolas Pepe, man. I will always ride for him, even though I'm close to giving up. I don't care what people say. I genuinely feel like we just need to give him the backing that he needs because he is a great player. He might not be the best for the club, but he can definitely make a difference. So, yeah, Nicolas, shout out to you, man. Your performance is like he was the man. He was the man of the match for the legs, the 2 legs for me, anyways.
Mm-hmm. All right, then let's close the bar. Obviously, remember to follow us on our socials: VARBAR Podcast on Twitter and VARBARPOD on Instagram and YouTube as well. Like and subscribe, everything, all of that. We'll be back next week with episode 61. My name is Andrew, aka Rapping Drew. We are the VBP boys, and we out.
Peace.
See you later.
So 60.
Hey, guys.
And it looks like they're going to VAR. They're checking.